Welcome to the channel, and today we'll be revisiting Spacebound by Eminem from Eminem's Recovery album, and this is no clickbait. In my opinion, this is one of the best love songs ever, and who says the ending always have to be perfect? From Eminem's Recovery album that's filled to the brim with songs that can stand alone as singles, Spacebound is my favorite song from the album, and today we'll be breaking down some of the best bits of the song. If you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe if you enjoy content like this and turn on notifications to never miss a video, and now we get right to it. As we dive in, bear in mind that this song can also be translated as Eminem's battle with drug addiction, but we won't linger on that too much in this video. The first verse starts, and Eminem describes how he's feeling with this girl, and based on Eminem's track record, that was certainly unexpected, since the impossible just happened, which Eminem states as,
"You must be a sorceress cause you just did the impossible, gain my trust."
Eminem believes this is magical at this point and unexpected, and sorceress in that bar is a synonym for witch, since based on Eminem's childhood, he's been through times that have made it hard for him to trust anyone because of countless backstabbings, but somehow this female has gained his trust, and even the music video of the song is a masterpiece. Notice how at this bit of the song, there are two versions of Eminem, and at this point in the song, one version is in the front seat and the other in the back seat at around this part.
Cause if I get burnt, I'ma show you what it's like to hurt, cause I've been treated like dirt before you.
This split depicts how what is seen by the female and his thoughts are two different things. He's quiet, but the version of him in the backseat is rapping, to show that these are his thoughts that no one sees. And the next bit of the first verse is one of the most memorable in the entire song.
Love is evil, spell it backwards, I'll show you.
Love spelled backwards is EVOL, which when pronounced sounds the same as evil, and this bar even makes sense when you spell evil backwards, which translates to leave, and Eminem could also be suggesting that as you leave you realize how destructive love can get. Eminem then takes a step back to describe how he's battled it out alone for the most part so far, and even admits that he's this way because of the choices he made. So he's walking down this lonely path by choice, built up emotional walls so high because of his distrust for people, and Eminem builds on this by stating,
"Frozen in snow, I show no emotion whatsoever, so don't ask me why I have no love for these motherfucking hoes."
According to Eminem, at this point, you shouldn't even question why he has no love for hoes, since it should be obvious to the listener why he's this way. On Legacy on MMLP2 on the third verse, you know why Eminem ended up this way, and if you missed our breakdown for that song, click the link that pops up at the top right corner now. Eminem moves on to describe how his past experiences have made him view these females as
blood-sucking succubuses, what the fuck is off with this?
Succubi is the plural for succubus, but as long as you get the point, Eminem twists words to make them rhyme. Now a succubus is a female demon believed to have sexual intercourse with sleeping men, and prolonged interaction with a succubus will ultimately lead to death. Eminem uses this as a reference to how hoes take a toll on him physically and mentally, hence the word blood-sucking, since it's draining as he's tried to make relationships work but he's had no luck. Eminem is sick of the games and describes this as
some kind of emotional rollercoaster, something I won't go on till you toy with my emotions, so it's over.
Eminem at this point doesn't find the ups and downs fun and would rather not play, so the emotional roller coaster is not one Eminem is fond of at this point, but he still can't escape this because of his feelings, which are obvious, as the bars continue with Eminem describing her as a supernova, which means a couple of things. For one, supernova is a star that suddenly increases greatly in brightness because of a catastrophic explosion that ejects most of its mass. So while this relationship has opened him up and he's now able to trust, it's beautiful and fun, but it will ultimately end in destruction. The chorus of the song is breathtaking, and the metaphors are grounded in fact, since 250,000 miles is the distance between the Earth and the Moon in June, and remember, Recovery also released in June. The second verse starts with Eminem describing withdrawal symptoms to refer to how he is without the female.
I'll do whatever it takes. When I'm with you, I get the shakes. My body aches when I ain't with you, I have zero strength.
Notice how this sounds like withdrawal symptoms from drug addiction, which makes sense since this was indeed on Recovery, but it's also important to add that romantic love affects the brain like a drug, as research shows that intense love affects the brain the same way drugs like cocaine or powerful pain relievers do. So when you lose this, of course, you show symptoms of withdrawal like an addict. Eminem then follows this by stating the irony of love sometimes. You promise yourself about how you will act when you fall in love, but reality is always there to keep us grounded for better or worse, and Eminem describes this feeling as,
You want them when they don't want you, soon as they do feelings change.
at some point in life, nearly everyone will be able to relate this particular bar to your current or past relationship. The chase was so fun, and it was like a game that you were so determined to win. But when you finally win, you realize that there's something off, and this is hurtful for all parties involved. This is a play on the popular question, why do people want what they can't have? And the solution to the problem is clear, but easier said than done. This also refers to Eminem and his hip-hop career, and we broke down Careful What You Wish For from Relapse that explains this. Similar to how Eminem describes her as a supernova earlier, beautiful but ultimately catastrophic, Eminem implies here that they should enjoy this relationship while it lasts, which is stated as, let's cut to the chase for those shots in your face. And Eminem is now willing to lower his emotional walls if there's hope of a future together.
Promise me if I cave in and break and leave myself open that I won't be making a mistake.
Sometimes I wonder how much reading Eminem does, since the start of the final verse is based on studies for when intense romance begins to fade away in relationships.
So after a year and 6 months, it's no longer me that you want.
Studies show that the intense passionate stage when love is like a drug lasts between 9 to 18 months on average, and this is usually when you know if a relationship will last much longer, since oxytocin levels naturally drop around 9 to 18 months. So the drug-like level of love has ended now, and remember, Eminem exposed himself at the end of the second verse, but this backfired.
I pour my heart out to you, let down my guard, swear to God.
With his guard down, he's now hopelessly in love, but her emotions have changed at this point, and we are now entering danger territory in the relationship. At the beginning, she was a supernova that took his breath away in a figurative sense, but the thought of her wanting to leave him now has made him want to take her breath away literally, since she won't even listen to what he has to say to save your love.
I'm trying to stop you from breathing. I put both hands on your throat. I sit on top of you squeezing.
The final bits of the song is where things get sad regardless of how you view this song, and like we discussed earlier, from a drug addiction point of view, the next bar suggests the end of Eminem's relationship with drugs, which was him letting go of something he needed to cope with, especially with the loss of his friend. But from a relationship point of view, this is gruesome and is similar to the sad end of a romantic movie.
Tears stream down both of my cheeks. Now let you go and just kiss.
At this point, he's choked her to death since he'd rather stop her from breathing than watch her walk away. Since he's already implied how he feels miserable without her, he does the obvious and also takes away his life. This is some Shakespeare level stuff going on here, and the bridge of the song is bound to make tears stream down the cheeks of listeners that got emotionally invested in the song. Eminem gets the chance to tell her what he wanted to tell her before he choked her to death, since she wouldn't listen, and he does this right before he pulls the trigger. And to her lifeless body, he ends the bridge of the song with this before taking his life.
Just promise me you'll think of me every time you look up in the sky and see a star.
Now this song is so deep that it could be a romantic relationship, his drug addiction, or even the relationship with the music industry in general, since he's done so much but still doesn't get the respect he deserves, so when he's gone, he wants to be remembered as a star that gave his all to music. This is the best song on recovery in my book and can be applied to several situations in relation to Eminem while also staying grounded in the theme of romance. And this timeless song is a top 10 all-time Eminem song for me, probably top 5, and every listen is brand new. There goes another argument that claims Eminem songs don't age well, and if you'd like to support the channel, consider donating at the link in the description. What are your thoughts on this song? Tell us in the comment section below, and who says a love song has to have a happy ending to be great? Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe if you enjoyed this.